The great evil has been banished, and the world knows peace once more. Yes. Tell the king of Tantagel of your victory. Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and wrap up this game. I think I have to put a save here before I do that. For unto us did she send bold wonder, truly a hero for the ages. Oh, they don't know us. I feel like this happened with Dragon Quest III as well. They want you to finish up. Fine. Let's do that. Belle's getting a little bit restless. Hopefully it's not super long. Actually, we should have a conversation with some of these people. Because of course Robin Hood is here. I don't know who else is, but... Verily thou hast played a blinder, Wonder. I did see in thee the right stuff, and the right stuff thou hast shown. I fancy I must do something yet more impressive in my turn, or see myself outdone. Aye, boss, let us seek out a legendary treasure or some such. Cor blimey, and verily, that's an idea and a half. Come, comrades, we have riches to find. Ah, and should we bag all, full 1/5 of it shall be thine, Wonder. Thou didst save the world after all. Damn, he even gets a share. This roguish fellow who doth bellow his every word fit to shatter the windows of this town. 'Tis the villain Robin Hood, is it not? Zounds, boss, we've been rumbled. Knickers. Very well then, I must away, good Wonder, until we meet again. At least give him his last lines voice acted, come on. Silly. Some of the voice acting decisions in this game is baffling. Like, if you're gonna do it, I'm not saying voice every bloody line, but some of it doesn't make sense to me. Fine, let's head into the castle and wrap it up. In that sense, it's just about on cue. It's about 20 hours, as I thought it might be like the upper end of it. But I think to me that makes about sense. Probably like 15 to 17 for most people. Something around that range. Let's just chat to a couple of them. 1,000 thanks unto thee, brave hero. Nay, 1,000,000. Now the curse upon the land is lifted. We merchants may freely trade with peoples of all four corners of the world. Bold Sir Wonder, thou art strong and noble beyond measure. I beg of thee, take me as thine apprentice. That's sweet. Lo, 'tis Wonder, heir to the mantle of Erdrick, hero of legend. As I am sure thou well knowest, when thine ancestors' work was done, they did vanish without a trace. Not a single record remaineth that might hint as to their destination. But no such obscurity shall enshroud thine own legend. The tale of wonder shall be told for years to come. Thou hast our gratitude, Wonder, and that of the Holy Mother, I am sure. We must work together to ensure that the gift of peace thou hast blessed us with be not squandered. Okay, I think that's generally the most important NPCs that are part of this little procession thing, I guess, anyway. Yeah, likely. Okay, let's do it. Well, I guess we can talk to them first. Not for a moment did I doubt that thou wouldst prevail, but to do so as thou didst. All hail the insurmountable Wonder. Long did Princess Gwaelin await the coming of the prophesied hero, and lo, thou didst come. Our thanks be to thee, bold Wonder. Forgive me. I am so surpassing happy that I can scarce hold back the tears. Yeah, that was my best crying, sobbing person voice. Wanted to round off the game with a little bit of that. Okay, let's go. Please be voice acted.
Brave hero, didst thou best the Dragon Lord and regain the Sphere of Light also? Thy deeds are those of a hero, and let none say otherwise.
Welcome home, beloved. Right glad am I that thou didst keep thy promise to return unto me. There can be no doubt now that thou art that which thou hast long claimed to be, the true descendant of mighty Erdrick.
The darkness hath been driven back at his hand, and the fiends with it. And in celebration of this, a great feast shall be held. All shall hail the Savior who did come to us in our time of direst need.
The Legend of Erdrick continues with the Legend of Wonder. Ah, yes. Gotta have that moment.
Doth aught trouble thee, beloved? Wherefore lingerest the hero of the hour in such a place? Strange. I too did feel that something called me here.
Scion of Erdrick, Gwaelin of Tantagel. By your efforts, the world has been made safe once more. I am grateful beyond words.
Lady Rubis!
Bold hero, thanks to you, the Dragon Lord has been freed from the darkness and may once more be reborn into the light. You know not how much your efforts mean.
And thus, all is now at an end?
Alas, no. For we do not yet know how or by whom the Dragon Lord was infected with the darkness. I sense the presence of one in whom a yet greater wickedness resides. In time, the dark shall surely rise again. And when it does, I shall once more do all in my power to see that it does not swallow this world entire. However, I cannot do so alone. Scion of Erdrick, will those who follow you possess the strength to prevail as you have done?
Almighty Rubis, we hereby swear that we shall do all in our power to see the world of the future filled with kind-hearted and heroic souls both. Thou canst trust in us. Humankind shall not fail thee.
You have my thanks, and I swear this in turn. Though I may not be always at your side, my children, I shall be always with you in spirit. Ever shall I watch over you.
Beloved, this oath we here swear shall bring hope to future generations.
Scion of Erdrick, entrust unto me the 5 sigils. When the dark rises once more, these shall be the key. The tie that binds me to such heroes as might yet appear. The fairies shall know how to find me when the time comes, and we shall meet again. I shall be reunited with the heroes of the line of Erdrick. It is simply a matter of time.
Nice.
Forgive me for the sudden summons, good sir. I would speak with thee of something. All was as the prophecies foretold. Lo, the words of the ancients do ring clear and true down through the ages. The promised hero, in whose veins floweth the blood of mighty Erdrick, is none other than thee. If there be a better man to rule this land, I know him not. What sayest thou? Wilt thou take the throne in my stead? Wilt thou watch o'er this fair realm till thy dying day?
I will not.
What? He speaks.
My thanks, Majesty. But were I ever to rule, it must needs be a realm of mine own founding.
He has a voice.
So be it. 'Tis not for me to persuade thee. But wheresoever thou goest, I would have thee take the sphere of light with thee.
Damn, hearing his voice gave me like
'Tis
goosebumps.
the right of heroes to bear it, after all. Now go forth, and may good fortune go with thee.
Wait! Wait, I prithee! Take me with thee, my dearest heart. Pray, forsake me not. Wilt thou take me for thy companion?
Surely yes, we've got to ride off into the sunset together since he refused the king's throne.
Thou wilt? Oh, joy! Let us roam the land, and in doing so grow strong in both body and soul, that we might one day fulfill the vow we have made to Lady Rubis.
'Twould seem a new journey awaiteth you both. May it be a happy one.
King took it well. Oh wow, we're doing the proper walkout. Oh damn, the confetti, the trumpets. Damn, there it is. Okay, nice. Hearing his voice like gave me a little bit of goosebumps there, like making him talk right at the end. I think that was a really nice touch. So, Mr. Yuji Horii, one of the absolute legends. And well, speaking of legends, there are a few greater in this realm than Akira Toriyama. May he rest in peace. Now, we have made it to the end of Dragon Quest I HD-2D Remake. A remake of one of the most important, one of the godfathers of JRPG gaming. So it's been amazing to be able to play this game and to really get a feel for how all of this stuff began all those years ago. I think 1986 was the year that Dragon Quest came out. So I'm sure there's definitely things in here, aside from purely the visuals and whatnot, that are different from the original. But I think the idea is to still have a feel of how the original was back in the day, and obviously to modernize it for new audiences. And I think they've done a really nice job with what they had. So had a good time with this one. I think all in all, Dragon Quest 3 I liked more as a game. I think it just, obviously it's just got more going on. You know, the world is bigger, it's deeper. I didn't like the solo as much as I like having a party. I think no one's surprised by that. Anyone who's watched my content knows I like having a party for these JRPG experiences. I think it's still, considering that it was only one character, I think they did pretty well with it. I did enjoy it. But if you're asking me which I'd prefer, I think I'd still go down the Dragon Quest 3 route a little bit more. I would say overall, I mean, because I'm already used to a lot of what happened in this game through Dragon Quest 3. I mean, even in terms of the world and the locations and, you know, the style of the visuals and the music and the voice acting, what's voice acted, what isn't, the towns, everything was very, very familiar. And I think that's one thing that I'm a little curious about looking forward, because I'm definitely curious about how they're going to set the premise up and whether we're going to get to see Erdrick again in the second game. And obviously Gwaelin, they have the Sphere of Light. How's that going to work? So I am curious to kind of revisit, but it is going to be like 3 games in a row where you're basically in the same world and the same towns and the same locations. And there is obviously a lot of overlap, like you've got similar sounding like artifacts, some of them are literally the same kind of characters involved, like these Sages of Rain and this kind of thing. And I'm like, 3 games, is that going to start to get too repetitive? Like for this game it was fine, but already the idea of like Dragon Quest 2 and then, oh, let's find all the sigils again, and then let's get the Sphere of Light again, let's find Rubis again. That one I'm not 100% sure about. But let's see this little epilogue scene before I continue to round off. The greater evil.
Alas, Majesty, thy precious child hast failed thee. But I shall not. This wicked world shall be remade, I swear it, upon my name.
There you go. There's your setup for Dragon Quest 2. Cool. To be continued indeed. So yeah, that's, I think, one area where I'm a little bit like, is it just going to be too much of the same stuff? I think because obviously literally the areas are the same. And like, yes, of course, they look different. There's been like time change and that kind of thing. I get it. But 3 games, I'm not sure like how much that's going to be feeling like we're just kind of recycling and doing the same stuff over and over. So that's something I'm definitely a little curious about, but we shall find out in due time. Let me literally just move it forward to here. I'm going to keep this kind of, I'm going to keep this pretty like short and sweet compared to all of my other stuff, because I think a lot of what I have to say about Dragon Quest 1 HD-2D already applies to the third one that they released first. And so, as I say, I think for me, like as someone from a huge, like really deep Final Fantasy background coming to it, I've definitely enjoyed it, and there's elements of it which I like more than Final Fantasy from the early years. I do think like the way that they set the world out, and some of like the battle mechanics and some of the things that the moves can do, I do think it has a nice depth to it. Sometimes it gets a little bit lost, I think, depending on what you're encountering and what your levels are and how the fights are playing out. I think Dragon Quest 3 gave the gameplay a lot more chance to shine. I think when it's a single character, especially in the last dungeon, you saw like you get caught in this sort of ground where if you try to have a real like back and forth with the enemies, you struggle because it's very difficult. But then you have something like Kazap that helps you just like blitz them out very quickly, and so it doesn't leave a lot of room in the middle. But I think the full party kind of version suited me better in that regard as well. I like things like committing stuff to memory. Those little tricks are so nice. The way you get to speak to NPCs and they give you little clues. The exploration, I think, feels very organic and fun. I still love the art style. The art style of the game is charming. The music is nice. And so I think all in all, it's a really nice gateway. And I still think if someone was in the position that I was in, and your major kind of JRPG experiences come from Final Fantasy, but you enjoy Final Fantasy 1 to 6, I think you're definitely going to find something that you're going to enjoy if you try to go back to the earliest Dragon Quest HD-2D remake. So I definitely recommend this game to my Final Fantasy people. But if you're the kind of person who got into Final Fantasy much later, then obviously I can't give it as strong a recommendation because I don't know how Dragon Quest progressed on. It's always difficult to go back through the generations, even when it's like a HD-2D remake kind of thing. And if you got into it from like the Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 era, or even later, like 10 era, PS2 era, it might be increasingly difficult for you to appreciate these games as much as maybe someone like me. But I'm one of those lucky people that even though I got into Final Fantasy with 10, I really did enjoy my journey going back through time, and the earliest Final Fantasy titles as well. And so if you're a little bit like me in that sense, I think there's no reason why you wouldn't enjoy Dragon Quest as well. And so I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest 2. We are going to continue it. I did promise I will have the Erdrick trilogy on the channel, and that will happen. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm not going to leave like a crazy long gap though. I want to just commit to it and just get it done. I'm generally going to slow things down on the channel considerably after this like blast of like 5, 6, 7 things going on all at once. I've never had that many things happen at once before, and truth be told, for like 2 or 3 months it's been okay, but it's going to push me to the limit. But it's a kind of limit I don't want to spend too much time in, because it takes away from other things that I like to do. And it's a little bit too much, I think, pressure to constantly deliver and make sure you don't miss the schedule of everything that you're uploading. And so it's been okay, but it's not something I plan to continue once those series are over. So it's going to get a lot more chill once again on the channel. It's something I need, and it's something I think the channel needs as well. But coming up next will be Dragon Quest 2. Many years have passed since Alefgard was saved at the hero's hand, earning him the same titled story, the same title as his storied forebear. Now there thrive 3 new kingdoms founded by this latest Erdrick and his scions. Yet so too thrives the darkness, a sudden invasion of malicious monsters plunging the world into shadow once again. All that stands between the forces of evil and their wicked ambitions is a band of young princes and princesses of Erdrick's line. The time has come for them to venture forth and do their ancestor proud. Okay, so that's something I was curious about. Like, I'm not sure if this is the same party that we saw in the first game, like maybe a certain amount of time later. But if they're talking like many years, I don't know if that means like it's been like 10, 15, 20 years and it's the same cast, they're just older. Or those guys are descendants, like the party we're going to have in Dragon Quest 2 are the descendants of basically the party that we saw in Dragon Quest 1. That was like our kind of wannabe hero guys. But we're going to find all of this out once we start Dragon Quest 2. So if you guys have enjoyed Dragon Quest 1, I will see you for Dragon Quest 2 as well, hopefully. And if this has been enough for you to get a feel for this legendary series and you want to play 2 yourself first before watching or something like that, then I hope you guys enjoy it too. So thank you all for watching, thank you for all the support, and for all of you OG Dragon Quest fans, thank you for kind of being with me as I take my first and early steps into Dragon Quest. Thank you for your patience, and I hope you guys have been enjoying seeing a lifetime Final Fantasy fan grow and show his appreciation for another great heavyweight series in the JRPG genre. See you guys soon, thank you for watching, take care.